Mind is in permanent stress, because if you are oneness, it is everything, nothing else is. And spirit takes over time through the mind of one who perceives, and Christ takes over not only body, but also all approach to the world and time, approach of time. If we are a happy person, most of the time, this is God's gift. How ego keeps world alive. And another, when George Clooney becomes director, he meets Christ. George Clooney is the Christ. Then Christ takes over George Clooney as an actor, and all roles what he might play, and he can add many roles. Many talents can be opened for the body. For example, Rumi, as a Muslim guru, has nothing to do with those poems. Those poems was a added value given by Christ. Of course, they, in that part of the world, they don't call it Christ. Probably maybe Allah, yeah. I believe so, Allah, or Muhammad, at least Muhammad, Christ, Muhammad, yeah. This Muhammad, enlightened part of human, gives Rumi this open talent that he has so much love that only way how he can express this through those poems. When true self and Christ is met, then it takes over body and all what represents body, and the body becomes a minister in relationships with the world. Not necessarily the world must know it. No, it's gonna, the normal people never find that there's difference. There's many those enlightened beings walking. We will never know them. They just, their mission is just to walk, to be there, and light through them is just vibrates into this world, which is not exactly state of light. And Christ takes over not only body, but also all approach to the world and time, approach of time. And then time, which is made by ego as a projection of sin, guilt, and fear, it takes over by, let's call it spirit, for example, and spirit takes over time through the mind of one who perceives and uses time for nice, gentle way of freeing dreaming mind from inner darkness which still abides in the mind. You follow me? Yeah, it's kind of fun. And that's it, because it must be done nice. This gentleness is so important, because mind who is lost in translation, who is lost into the world, he don't know that he is sleeping mind. He has simultaneously tens and hundreds of goals and intentions. Mind is in permanent stress. So when producer Christ spirit takes over body and takes over time, then in order to use it for healing purposes, and the world is taken over, and world from the prison, which is ego intention for the world, prison, as a battery, as a seed in the darkness, becomes a university or school for a waking mind. And all three levels, true self, which is in connection with me always, my actor's mode, and all roles that I play to friends, to business and so on, they're always in this connection. And that is a very important moment. We can finalize this, think about it. It is about those goals. In case when ego controls time, then there's those goals. And goals are essential. It's almost number one. And for spirit, when it takes over body, world, and time, have to substitute ego goals with something. And here it comes. Just imagine. Each of worldly goals are related to the world, whatever it is. Is it food, drink? In our case, it's a woman, or money, or Bali, or for example, Everest. It's so fun. It's so nice. Everest, yeah. If you decide to get to Everest, Where else in the world? On top of the tops. It's a beautiful goal. It's very, from world point of view, and even if that is successful, then it's such a member, such power for our life. There's nothing wrong about those worldly goals from the world point of view. But just imagine how many obstacles are there to get there. It's such a fuck. Even in there is this movie Everest. The guys in happy mood, they're quite okay guys, yeah? How many of them die and then you get it? Are you really happy that you did it? Okay, so some of them who survive probably are at the end of the day still happy, yeah? You remember only happy part. Mind works, you never remember the shit part. And then, what is the problem with that particular goal for some Everest? Or I eat today chocolate, or I do not drink cognac, all my friends drink cognac. Because you separate. You make, but separation does not happen here. This is separation, that sleeping mind, instead of saying, I am in a holy instant, in a moment of now, and I am with a absolute connection with my true self, with the Christ, with the Spirit, and with oneness, and with abundance. Abundance, which means that all worldly goals have been achieved. Because if you are oneness, it is everything. Nothing else is. There's nothing else, only moment of now. And the moment of now represents. I mean, if I want to go to Everest, for happiness, I need to go to Everest. I do not believe I can be happy now, but I have to go to Everest. I make decision within. Sleeping mind, director makes it. Christ, sleeping mind, yeah, makes the decision. And this means I'm separated from God, which is oneness and abundance. And that separation is projected through this goal to outside. But talking in a worldly means, I choose Everest. This means, first of all, I cut off, automatically I say that Annapurna and Bastei Counts and whatever Alps are kind of, it's not for me. I go for Everest. I mean, there's a separation from other mountains even. And there's separation from valleys, from oceans, from whatever, from all other trillion possible goals. Separation within, projected out, and makes separations out. And the result is that it is split mind is just, and this part, which is ego, punishes himself, dreamer of the dream, through those difficulties, which decision maker, as an actor, as an alpinist, which walks to the Everest, gets into that process. And all those difficulties, which appears as a normal, crazy wind, which is always from the consciousness, which is ego stuff. And consciousness kind of, it's normal, it's a wind, it appears, shit happens, yeah? No, it is just ego, through the worldly instruments, punishes the one who decided Everest. Instead of whom? Instead of God. Because the decision not alpinist made. Dreamer, director who dreams, sleeping mind, makes decisions that God is not enough, oneness is not enough, abundance is not enough. And he chooses Everest instead. And ego says, you got it.